It is 2:00 a.m. The house is silent, but your mind is screaming. You are lying in bed, staring at the ceiling, replaying a conversation from 3 years ago. You are simulating 10 different catastrophic scenarios for a meeting that hasn't happened yet. You are worrying about money, about your relationship, about the tone of a text message. You are stuck in the loop. You tell yourself to just stop thinking, but that only makes it worse. It is like trying to put out a fire with gasoline. The more you fight the thoughts, the louder they get. You feel paralyzed, exhausted, and completely out of control of your own hardware. You are suffering from analysis paralysis. In a combat zone, this state gets you killed. If a Navy SEAL freezes because he is overthinking the ballistic trajectory of a bullet or the geopolitical consequences of a mission, he is dead. He does not have the luxury of pondering. He needs a mechanism to snap out of the mental spiral and execute high-precision action immediately. The good news is that the biology of a Navy SEAL is exactly the same as yours. They do not possess a special gene that eliminates fear. They experience the exact same flood of cortisol and adrenaline that you do. The difference is that they have installed a specific neurological protocol to override it. They have a kill switch for the overthinking mind. Today, I'm going to teach you that switch. It is not a mindset tip. It is a biological hack that bypasses your psychology entirely. First, you need to understand the mechanics of the machine. Why do you overthink? Overthinking is not a personality defect. It is a biological reaction to a perceived threat. When your brain detects stress, whether it is a tiger in the jungle or a passive-aggressive email from your boss, it activates the amygdala. This is the ancient alarm bell in your brain. When the amygdala screams, it triggers the sympathetic nervous system, the fight or flight mode. Your heart rate spikes, your breathing becomes shallow. Here is the critical part. When your heart rate exceeds roughly 145 beats per minute, or when stress hormones hit a certain threshold, your prefrontal cortex shuts down. The prefrontal cortex is the CEO of your brain. It is responsible for logic, reason, and planning. This is called an amygdala hijack. You are physically incapable of thinking clearly because your brain has diverted all power to your muscles to survive a physical threat. You are trying to solve a complex logical problem. Your life? With a brain that is currently optimized only for running away. That is why you loop. You are revving the engine in a car that has no steering wheel. You cannot think your way out of overthinking because the thinking part of your brain is offline. You have to breathe your way out. The SEAL technique to reboot the system is called box breathing. This is the first pillar of the big four of mental toughness taught at BrainOS. It sounds simple, but it is the only way to manually hack the vagus nerve. The vagus nerve is the data highway between your brain and your body. By controlling your diaphragm, you send a physical signal up this nerve directly to the brainstem that says, "We are safe, stand down." It forces the sympathetic nervous system to recede and activates the parasympathetic nervous system, rest and digest. It literally turns the prefrontal cortex back on. Here is the protocol. Imagine a box with 4 sides. Side 1, the inhale. Breathe in through your nose deeply for a count of 4. Push your stomach out. Most anxious people breathe into their chest, which signals panic. You need to breathe into your belly. 1, 2, 3, 4. Side 2, the hold. Hold that air in your lungs for a count of 4. Do not clamp your throat shut. Just suspend the breath. Imagine the oxygen circulating in your blood. 1, 2, 3, 4. Side 3, the exhale. Release the air slowly through your mouth or nose for a count of 4. Expel everything. Empty the tank completely. This is where the carbon dioxide leaves the system. 1, 2, 3, 4. Side 4, the empty hold. Hold your lungs empty for a count of 4. This is the hardest part. The panic will try to creep back in here because your body craves air. Hold the line. This pause resets your CO2 tolerance. 1, 2, 3, 4. Repeat this cycle for 4 minutes. Within the first 3 cycles, you will feel a physical shift. It feels like a gear clicking into place. Your heart rate drops, the mental noise, the static suddenly goes quiet. The loop breaks. You have just rebooted the computer. Now that the logic center is back online, what do? You apply the second seal concept, the 3-foot world. Overthinking thrives on the big picture. You're worried about your career path 5 years from now. You're worried about failing the semester. The brain cannot process the big picture without anxiety because the variables are infinite. It is too much data. In rock climbing and in combat, you are taught to ignore the summit. If you look at the top of the mountain while clinging to a cliff, you get vertigo. You get overwhelmed. You focus only on your 3-foot world. What is directly in front of you? What is the immediate tactical space you can control right now? Is there a handhold? Grab it. Is there a step? Take it. If you are drowning in work, your 3-foot world is not finish the project. That is the mountain. Your 3-foot world is open the laptop or write the first sentence. By shrinking your horizon to the immediate action, you eliminate the variables. You starve the overthinking beast. Action cures fear. This is a mantra for a reason. Anxiety exists in the gap between the stimulus and the response. The longer you wait to act, the wider that gap grows. Box breathing calms the biology. The 3-foot world directs the focus. There is a final layer to this trick: outcome independence. Navy SEALs operate in environments where they might do everything perfectly and still die. They might execute the plan flawlessly and the mission still fails due to bad intel. If they attach their emotional stability to the outcome, they would shatter. They focus entirely on the process. Overthinking is usually an obsession with the outcome. What if I fail? What if they hate it? What if I lose money? You are trying to control the future. You can't. You can only control the input. You have to shift your metric of success. Success is not getting the A. Success is, did I study effectively for this hour? Success is not getting the promotion. Success is, did I prepare for the presentation to the best of my ability? When you detach from the outcome, the stakes drop. When the stakes drop, the fear dissolves. Let's put this into a real-world scenario. You receive an email from your boss that says, "We need to talk." Immediately, the spiral starts. I'm getting fired. I failed. My life is over. Your heart rate hits 120. Your hands get sweaty. Step 1, the kill switch. Stop, sit down. Do not reply yet. Box breathe. In for 4, hold for 4, out for 4, hold for 4. Do it until you feel your shoulders drop. Do it until the catastrophic movie in your head pauses. Step 2, the 3-foot world. What is the immediate reality? You have an email. You do not have a termination letter. You have a request for a conversation. That is the only fact. What is the immediate action? Reply, "Sure, I am free at 2 p.m. Step 3, outcome independence. Remind yourself, I cannot control what they say. I can only control how I show up. If I am fired, I will handle that then. I'm not fired right now. My job is to be present." You have to understand that your brain is a survival machine, not a happiness machine. It is designed to look for threats. Overthinking is just your brain trying to keep you safe by predicting every possible danger. It is well-intentioned, but it is a glitch. It is your job as the operator of the machine to recognize the glitch and run the patch. Don't negotiate with the thoughts. Do not try to argue with the spiral. Go to the body. Control the breath. Shrink the world. If you are ready to upgrade your mental armor and learn the operating manual for a bulletproof mind, subscribe to BrainOS. We are building the ultimate tactical guide for the human brain.